After the last bell. Locker cleaned. I am ready to go, but my feet feel glued to the floor. Across the hall, Beatrice stands, mouth turned down. Her books are in her hands. An idea hits me. It knocks my breath. Like a zooming comet, it slams my chest. Digging in my bag, I find my lucky pen and a piece of paper. I write, Dear Beatrice, this poppy is not perfect. In fact, it has been neglected, wilted, discarded, pressed, and sat on every day for months. But if you let it, it will bring you courage. Courage to be nice again. Courage to be the real Beatrice. I hope you and Jinsong can hang out soon. Your friend, Callie June. P.S. If you want, I can email a picture for the locket as soon as I get to Las Vegas. Beatrice's locker. I wrap the gifts with the note, slip them through the widest slot in her locker, and then listen. I hear them drop and hit the bottom of the locker, the same sound my heart just made. Agreed. Jinsong meets me out front by the flagpole instead of the old oak tree. We walk slower than slow because as soon as we are home, I'll get into the car and leave for good. We reach 700 South, the last turn before our apartments. Jinsong comes around the corner, but I keep walking straight. Where are you going? He asks. I pause. I wipe my eyes with the back of my hand. You want to know something about the moon? Sure, he says. It is constantly moving away from the earth, I say. No way, says Jinsong. Yes, and it will keep on moving an inch and a half each year until maybe it's gone forever. He walks over to me, puts his face close to mine. But I do not want it to be gone forever. I swallow and whisper back, Me neither. We walk block after block, and we do not stop until we reach the park. Confessions. I have a confession, Callie says as we sit beneath a tall tree. These poppies you gave me for Valentine's Day. Yeah? I put them in the garbage disposal. My mouth twitches. I have a confession too. I watched you put them in the garbage disposal through the window. We laugh. I am sorry about that, she says. She hugs her knees to her chest. I thought you were being mean. Seeing those flowers made me think about how I do not fit in. I bump her with my shoulder. Of course you do not. That's what I like about you. Cheese puffs. Jinsong unzips his backpack. He pulls out a small bag of cheese puffs. They remind me of when I first came to St. George, how my heart felt empty, but now it is filled. I will leave. Will leaving make it empty again? How to share. As soon as Jinsong opens the bag, I lean over to sneak a cheese puff, but he quickly extends his arm, keeping them out of my reach. Hey, if you are going to have a baby at your house, I tell him, you are going to have to learn to share. I already know how to share, Jinsong says. He throws 2 cheese puffs into his mouth. I live with Chong Lin, remember? I stretch as far as I can, and I grab the bag from his hand. Oh, my mother found out what her baby is. I squeal. Well, what? Well, is she having a girl or a boy baby? Jinsong crunches another cheese puff. She's having a baby. I grab a fistful of grass and throw it at his face. I mean, is it a girl or a boy? He wipes the grass away. Oh, it's a girl. My mom wants to name her June because she will be born on June 1st. My breath catches in my throat. June is the best month of all. June. No sleepy drivers coming home. No snow, no white, no cold, dark night, no ice on roads, just big green toads and popsicles and long, hot days spent running through sprinklers, laughing. Window well. Callie will not stop talking about toads, so I'm going to find her one. I look in the bushes. I search beneath the pavilion and turn over every large rock in the park. Finally, I jog across the street and check the window wells in front of some of the houses. I spot one wriggling beneath a pile of dead leaves. It's gray and green and a good jumper. I jog back to Callie and set the toad in her lap. Here you go, a nice ugly toad for you. She fake gasps and picks it up. What? He is not ugly. She turns the toad around so it is facing her. You are a handsome little fellow, aren't you? Its sticky tongue darts from its mouth and hits Callie right below her nose. Ew, she yells, tossing the toad away from her. It hops toward the pavilion. We fall over laughing and can't stop. My cheeks hurt. My eyes are wet. It is the best feeling ever. I sit up, dab my eyes with my shirt. The sight of Callie's short hair glowing in the sun hits me like a ball in the gut. Man, I am going to miss her. You remember that night during the Moon Festival, I ask? I wrote you a riddle, and you couldn't guess who it was. Callie chuckles. Yes. Well, I feel bad you never got your prize for guessing the riddle. She waves a hand in front of her face. It's no big deal. Well, I decided you can have it anyway, Jinsong says. Oh, she sits up. Do you have it with you? I nod my head. I stick my hand into my pocket like I'm searching for something. Close your eyes, I say. No peeking. And while her eyes are closed, I do it. I kiss Callie June. I am flitting, floating, flying, up, up, up into the sky, singing, sailing, soaring, higher still into the clouds, dancing, drifting, dreaming, all the way up to the moon. Sunshine and me. I rest my head against the tree. The afternoon sunlight beams down on me. It makes my eyes see sunset orange behind their resting lids. Jinsong asks when I want to go back home. But I am not. I am not leaving at all. I'm going to live here forever and ever and ever, here in the park, the sunshine and me. If you do not go back, Jinsong explains, I cannot give you your gift. My eyes open, and I see his cinnamon eyes again. You got me another gift? He grabs my hand and helps me stand. Yes, and I think you are going to like it. My made-up proverb. Sometimes life is good, and sometimes it smashes you with a hammer. Shot down. Jinsong and I walk up to the apartments, same as we always do, as though we'd walked straight home, as though school had not ended 3 hours ago. Mom gets out of the car. When I see her expression, a mix of worry and anger, I am shot down, down from my cotton candy clouds and ground into the dirt. "Where have you been?" she said. "Packed." My mom was not joking when she said she would be all packed up and ready to go when I got home. "I went for a walk," I tell her. "I went for a walk with him." I turn around, but Jinsong's gone. "Well, can you get in the car, please? We are running late." Since when does she care about running late? "But I have to say goodbye to Jinsong," I told Mom. "You have spent quite a while saying bye to him already. Reno is expecting us. We need to go now." I back away from her. I back away from the car. "No," I shout, not without saying goodbye. My room. Mom's mouth hangs open like a dead fish, but I do not feel bad for yelling. Jinsong comes out of number 15 carrying something big and white. He rushes down the stairs to the parking lot. He turns the huge white thing around. It is a bunny. He hands me a stuffed bunny with big brown eyes and floppy ears as long as my arms. "For you," he says. Mom takes one look at the bunny. "Sweet pea, that is not going to fit in the car." "There's room for this bunny, in there, right beneath my derriere." Forget-me-not. I wish I had something to give him, like a bundle of forget-me-not flowers, but I don't. So I fetch my lucky pen from my bag. I write my email address on the back of Jinsong's hand. He frowns, looks down at me. "Bye," he says. "Bye," I say. I thank him for the bunny. I rip my eyes away from his cinnamon eyes forever. That girl. Watching Callie leave is worse than getting suspended, worse than getting a zit inside my nostrils, worse than getting hit by a baseball. I do not get why people move away. It cannot be fun to pack up their lives, dump them in a brand new place. I have lived in the same apartment for 12 years, and I am happy. I stare at the ink on the back of my hand. I trace the letters with my finger. "Are you okay?" my mother asks when I go back inside. I push past her huge belly and open arms and head straight for my bedroom. Okay? Of course I am not okay. I choose a random book from my shelf and open it, but I cannot concentrate, and I do not feel like playing video games with Chonglin or helping my mother make dinner. After pacing the hallway for a while, I finally sit at the computer and type in Callie's email address. Everything. Hush, lull, noiseless, still, except for the car motor running smooth or the occasional sniffle from a girl who has just left behind everything. Wanderers. Ancient Greeks called the planets planetoi because it means wanderers, and because planets don't stay in one fixed place. They are constantly moving, wandering between the stars, just like me. On our way to Las Vegas. 30 minutes into our drive, I speak the first words either of us has spoken since we pulled away from the apartment. I have to go to the bathroom. Mom takes the first exit in Nevada. She rolls to a stop at a gas station. "Let's make it quick," she says as we both get out of the car. I must be hurrying a little too much because the next thing I know, slam, I have shut my thumb in the door.